Well, hello there, Cancer. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. Today, we are doing your mid-May. I'm almost into June. Mid-May general tarot reading. So this is good for the next 4 to 5 weeks. So from now until about mid-June, coming into your birthday season. So we'll take a look at the overall energies with the oracle cards, and then we'll move to the tarot for more details. And if you're enjoying the content I create, I really would appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, let's get into your reading. Rabbit Spirit, now is a lucky time. And Mystic Healer, healing energy flows through you. Wow. Okay, right off the bat, I'm going to say, if there's a situation in your life that you are wanting to heal, whether that is a relationship or a work situation, a financial situation, okay, some situation right now that has some like conflict or anxiety based around it, could be even a health issue, this is a good time for the healing to occur. So let's take a look at, yes, I feel like for some of you, yes, you have fear on the bottom. Okay, so you have fear with the loving woman and the loving man. Okay, so for some of you, it could be a romantic, I'm actually going to take this out and put it with the loving man. If this is a romantic relationship, and you may feel as if, and it doesn't have to be an actual conflict. It could just be kind of like wanting to take a relationship to the next level. Perhaps moving in, getting engaged, something like that. But if there is a conflict here, okay, it's a good time to take a look at this conflict, to not fear the conversation that may need to be made or to have, right? Because this is a beautiful healing that can happen in this situation. And once again, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be a business partnership. It could be a really good friend. It could be a family member. It's understanding that this person is somebody, okay, no matter what area of your life, there's somebody that's really close to you, somebody that is near and dear to your heart. And the situation may not be what it is that you would like for it to be, okay? Yeah, it's having the strength and the courage to look at this, to move past your fears, okay? Bringing a gentle touch to this. You see the young girl is, cuddling with the lion. It's understanding that a gentle touch, and it could be that the person you're dealing with is somebody that has a very strong personality, or is maybe even, it could be even like a boss or somebody that, has a strong personality, that you could be a little bit fearful of how the conversation might go. And it is about, looking at the situation, looking at your fears, and having the strength and the courage to persevere through this situation, to understanding that moving through a situation instead of avoiding it will help to heal it. When we avoid things, we don't heal it, There's something to the saying that time heals all wounds, but not really. In the end, we still have to move through a situation, right? Sometimes taking a time out, sometimes pulling back our energy, okay, will help us to do our own healing. But then at some point, if you want a situation to be healed, or if you want a situation to have true closure to it, right? You have to have that conversation. You have to move through this situation, even though it may bring up some fears or anxiety with you. It says, put your creative energy into action. Archangel Gabriel joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision, and motivate you to create something beautiful. So I feel like for some of you, if it is in your career, it could be that maybe you have had your fears based around, how do I create this? How do I get this to work? But I think for a lot of you, this is really kind of a relationship, and using your creative energies to to have this conversation, right? Because it is a little bit about thinking outside of the box in this situation in order to help move through it and to heal it. So let's take a look at your obstacle. Yeah. Stepping into the spotlight and speaking your truth. I think you're having a difficult time speaking your truth, right? You're having a hard time having the healing, okay, moving towards your goal in this situation. I feel like the situation, whatever it is, has kind of like stopped for you. You know, it could have had some healing. It could have been on the right path. You know, things could have been moving along, and then all of a sudden it's stagnated. And, you know, you're fearful. The moon card is here too, kind of like not knowing what lies ahead in this situation. Not knowing, you know, not knowing in the dark, it's kind of like, I have no idea where this situation is going to go. And, you know, there is something, you know, we have the Scorpio energy, the death energy, understanding that transformation is available, healing is available in this situation when you are willing to do the work. But doing the work means you don't avoid it. You know, it means that you work through it. You have those difficult conversations. You stand up and you speak your truth. You don't just, you know, brush it under the rug or ignore it or pretend it doesn't exist. Whatever this conflict is, whatever truth you need to tell, okay? Maybe the other person doesn't even know how you feel because you've been hiding it. You know, the Four of Cups is this sense of disappointment, holding back your feelings, right? You know, having your arms crossed, not having that conversation, holding what it is, how you feel within yourself and not sharing it. But we have the Four of Wands on the bottom, wanting that happy family, happy home celebration in this situation. But at this time, there's no action, right? There's no action. Yeah. I feel there is this energy where when you speak your truth, okay, your fear is that it's going to end this situation forever. But the other side of it is that you're also thinking, oh, it can give us a fresh start, right? It's almost like you're not taking action because you're fearful that it'll end, right? Or you're fearful that if it moves on to the next level, if it goes to the next level, that will it be sustained or will you be back where you are right now? It's understanding that, you know, we cannot hold back what our heart truly desires. It's asking yourself, what does your heart truly desire in this situation? I mean, put your ego to the side for a moment. I feel like there's been hurt feelings in this situation, but it's also understanding what does your heart truly desire. And I feel like subconsciously, your heart is almost, this situation is almost like a moth being drawn to the light. I feel like the other person is too, but to get to that, okay, you have to work through the situation. You have to understand we're moving from turbulent waters into more calm waters. We're allowing each of us to speak our truth, to not feel like we have to agree about everything. There could be something here that you actually agree to disagree about and say, okay, that's fine. We have all of this other love in this situation, but we're going to agree to disagree. And then maybe you don't even talk about it. Maybe it's about politics or whatever, right? And you're just kind of like, okay, we just won't talk about that because when we talk about that, things go south. So it's understanding, okay, we have so many other things to talk about. We can discuss and have a lot of fun in other areas of our lives. We don't have to be on the same page in every single aspect. And allow each other to have our own individual theories, theology, whatever it is that is maybe causing this conflict, because there is a lot of love and joy, happiness and abundance in this situation. And that's why it's so hard. That may be why it's so hard to pull yourself away from this person or this relationship, this situation, is because there is so much good It's kind of like the focus says it, like if 9/10 of the relationship is pretty good, right? You're focusing, or both of you, or one person here is focusing on the 1/10 that isn't. Okay, where the conflict lies. It's about, wait a minute, let's just have a different perspective and look at the 9/10 that is just really amazing, right? So let's take a look at your advice. Yeah, King of Cups. Understanding that there is a lot of healing, a lot of emotions, a lot of love in this situation. And then your loved ones are safe and letting go. I think it is about letting go of those things that maybe, I think it's a conversation that both of you agree that you're going to let go of the things that each other has, or one person has tried to control in this situation, right? It's kind of like, okay, I have to be my own independent self when it comes to how many pairs of shoes I buy, or or whatever it is. You know, it's understanding that we can work through this as long as we allow each of us to have our own opinion or our own way of, you know, as long as it's not hurting the relationship, right? As long as you're both agreeing to it, if one person wants to have a very open marriage and the other person does not, okay, that probably doesn't work, right? That's probably not going to work. But if it's one person wants to be gluten-free and the other person doesn't, okay, there's ways to still live together and work that out, right? So it's understanding, yes, you can work this out. And this is exactly what is being wanted in this situation. Manifesting this to work out, to have this healing, this mystic healer, have this healing come to the situation. And it's possible. This is a lucky time. Okay, if you have tried in the past, and I know some of you will probably say, oh, I've already tried, or something like that. It is about taking a look at the situation one more time and focusing on the good aspects of this relationship. Having perhaps a difficult conversation about something that didn't work, right? But if you're saying, well, I've tried in the past to have that conversation and it really didn't work, understanding that the divine time wasn't at that time. It was not the divine time to have the conversation. Now is the divine time to have this conversation. And perhaps the other person needed to gain more insight about themselves or do their own healing or whatever. There's a big opportunity here to bring healing to the situation, whatever it is. And I know it's a general reading, so it may not resonate with all of you, but if it does resonate with you, looking at the situation one more time, because it says, stay the course, right? It says, don't panic. You're not on the wrong path. You're just having a bumpy start. Learn from your experience and keep going. It's understanding. Yeah, that in the past, it maybe just wasn't the right time yet. You have the right wanting of trying to heal this situation. Okay, that is, I feel like, your ultimate goal in this situation is to heal it, is to bring the healing to the situation, to have things to work out. All right, let's pull the Soul Truth card. In Cancer, I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. How can I infuse more self-love and compassion into my daily life? If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete. And perhaps in this situation, one of the problems is that you also haven't been compassionate enough to yourself. Right? You could have overgiven in the situation. And now it's kind of like pulling back your energy and understanding that it's time to, that I feel like for some of you, okay, you may have walked away from the situation. You may have said, yeah, I'm over it. You may have brushed it under the rug. There's that energy again, right? But you're being asked again to go back into your heart space. What is it that you would really like in this situation? You're being told that you can manifest what it is that you are wanting in this situation. It's allowing yourself a little bit to change your mind, which I think is kind of interesting because we have the new moon in Taurus on the 19th, and then we go into Gemini season, and Geminis are very well known to change their minds, right? And that is what Gemini season is all about, is allowing ourselves to change our mind about something. And in this case, it could be very well that you are changing your mind, that you thought you wanted one kind of outcome in the situation. You may have walked away. You may have said, okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm washing my hands of this whole situation. But there's something coming up here in Gemini season. It's kind of like, well, wait a minute. I think I've changed my mind. I'm getting back in touch with my heart, right? Because the moon card is also about being intuitive, being intuitive, listening to your intuition, listening to your heart, and not allowing your ego to drive your decisions in especially this situation. All right. Well, Cancer, I am going to leave it there. I really do wish you so much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.